top there. And we've seen how devastating they can be against the pit.
Oh, McGovern needs to watch out here. He needs to get up and he needs to keep looking at his opponent.
Oh, that one hurt him.
Yeah, this could be
trying to keep his eyes on him. These are big shots. Is he going to get the standing TKO? It's a minute left. Got chilled out. McIver's got to work to get back up. It's so hard against this pit wall. He'd almost be better off trying to the floor, but the wall, I think, is keeping him up at this point.
Stop, time.
Well, they're going to call time.
That is weird, though, because of quitting. They should have done that.
Yeah.
No,
winner by TKO, Chochlikova
Kolmaradov, your winner by TKO. To $5,000 in cash, head over to cloudbet.com/karate. Use code karate to secure your welcome offer. Watch and bet live now on cloudbet.com.
I like how Pauga has taken the center of the ring immediately. He knows he's got that explosive power, and he's willing to use it right now.
You were right, Sam, in the what you said in the intro. Alan Belcher is probably the lightest of the heavyweights, at least in stature.
Yeah, I think he weighed in 235. Oh, nice. Damn!
Big shot from Zach Pauga.
Oh, I caught him.
Oh, geez. Oh, yeah, he's wobbly.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, no.
What a win.
These heavyweights, they hit so daggone hard.
I mean, we did say when we made this tournament, we're like, probably not going to get many decisions in this one tonight. There we go. Oh, and there was a bit of an elbow across the front on the way.
Okay.
Not deliberately, because of course elbows are banned in this heavyweight tournament for cut purposes. Should have highlighted that. Back underway quickly here. And Vic's got to be careful not to stay in the... Oh my God! What a knockout! Have you ever seen anything? Jumping switch kick, unconscious!
what the heck?
Oh my God! The Texecutioner has just been executed!
He kissed his head. Alves kissed his head.
Oh my goodness!
Alves kissed his head.
That is the most violent knockout I have ever seen live.
No, he's still out. He's still out.
Wow, that was insane.
Oh my God!
Yo.
Okay, well, look, we've got the best medical attention immediately, James Vick.
Oh my goodness.
Being attended to in the recovery position. That.
Oh man, that was insane.
Wow.
He did.
Yeah, Khamzin a little bit surprised by that stand-up, and that's a quick right on the way in. Oliveira capitulating here, and Khamzin's going to land a ground and pound for the finish, surely. Huge straight strikes. The referee steps in to save him. Done in less than 2 minutes for the Russian.
Tried to go for that lever shot.
A big shot from Joe here in the dying seconds. Round number 1 gets the knockout.
Yes!
Knockout. Oh, wow.
It was just the tempo change on the big right off the break.
It was not.
And your winner by knockout, out of the red corner, Chelmia!
His girlfriend visits.
back up.
Wow.
Oh! Again! Payet's trying to get back on. This is however Almeida ends the night of Jeremy Payet with the ground and pound.
Man, that was insane because Payet is super good. You know what? We need Ryan Lillian here. He's a student of mine who had a split decision. Lost, unfortunately, against Almeida. That would be a great rematch.
Sit. Sit down first.
Wow. That was different style, man. I'm telling you.
This guy is so good.
Yeah, because like I said before, Payet is like, as a kickboxer, he's an unreal kickboxer. But you see, Styles is same.
Back up. But that is a stamp on the start of the second. And Rocha is coming forward again to his credit. Big left hand. He clubs him again.
Oh, he's dizzy.
Screamers is dizzy on his feet. Oh, and that's up in and been knocked down. Whoa! Wow, Luis Rocha. Luis Rocha became the champion. Bass finished this off for us.
Big left hook there, and he hit him behind the ear. Oh, and look at that one. That dropped him. Beautifully done. That first one was already a hit, and now this last one. Here he comes, and this one. That got him.
Wow. Well, revenge for Luis Rocha.
You see, and it was like...
Super strong, super collected in my mind. Everything worked.
Well, you didn't start competing until the 28th.
Big right hand. She's Flores to finish, and this is going to be the end. Jorand victorious in her debut. Wow, that was a big overhand right.
Wow, here you go. Poof, yeah, that's the overhand. Yeah, that was a big one. And what's your instinct? She's immediately on her, like white on rice. Puff! Step back. Okay, let's finish this thing. Okay, let's see the finish. Boom, boom. She didn't throw a lot, but she connected with him.
Against a very tough opponent.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by TKO, Jade Jorand!
Stop that kick in midair. Beautiful.
Oh, he tagged him. Karadov got him. Good head
Cross
move.
was a hard one.
Yeah, do you like the head movement in defense? He's trying to bob and weave. Can't be hard to get up off this wall, though.
I'm amazed that he's still bobbing and weaving, because that was a hard cross that landed there. So that means, indeed, you said it before, he has a lot of experience.
Well, Karadov tried to sneak that little elbow over the top there. And we've seen how devastating they can be against the pit.
Oh, McGyver needs to watch out here. He needs to get up and he needs to keep looking at his opponent.
Oh, that one hurt him.
Yeah, this could be...
Trying to keep his eyes on him. These are big shots. Is he going to get the standing TKOs? A minute left. Got shield out. McIver's got to work to get back up. It's so hard against this pit wall. He'd almost be better off trying to the floor, but the wall, I think, is keeping him up at this point.
Stop, time.
Well, they're going to call time.
That is weird, though, because of splitting. They should have done that.
Yeah.
No, he...
Winner by TKO, Chochlikova Colmorado.
Colmorado, your winner by TKO. Up to $5,000 in cash. Head over to cloudbet.com/karate and use code karate to secure your welcome offer. Watch and bet live now on cloudbet.com.
I like how Pauga has taken the center of the ring immediately. He knows he's got that explosive power, and he's willing to use it right now.
You were right, Sam, in the what you said in the intro. Alan Belcher is probably the lightest of the heavyweights here, at least in stature.
Yeah, I think he weighed in 235. Oh, that means
Yeah, he goes...
damn!
Big shot from Zach Pauga.
Oh, it caught him. Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah, he's wobbly.
Oh,
Wow.
oh no.
What a win.
These heavyweights are hit so daggone hard.
I mean, we did say when we made this tournament, we're like, probably not going to get many decisions in this one tonight. There we go. Oh, and there was a bit of an elbow across the front on the way.
Okay.
Not deliberately, because of course elbows are banned in this heavyweight tournament for cut purposes. Should have highlighted that. quickly here. And Vic's got to be careful not to stay in the... Oh my God! What a knockout! Have you ever seen anything like that? Jumping switch kick, unconscious!
What the heck?
Oh my God!
God.
The Texecutioner has just been executed!
Still out. He kissed his head. He kissed Alves. Kissed his head.
Oh my goodness!
Alves kissed his head.
That is the most violent knockout I have ever seen live.
Oh, he's still out. He's still out.
Wow, that was insane.
Oh my God!
Yo.
Okay, well, look, we've got the best medical attention immediately, James Vick.
Oh my goodness.
Being attended to in the recovery position. That.
Oh man, that was insane.
Wow.
He did.
Yeah, Khamzin a little bit surprised by that stand up, and that's a quick right on the way in. Oliveira capitulating here, and Khamzin's going to land a ground and pound for the finish, surely. Huge straight strikes. The referee steps in to save him. Done in less than 2 minutes for the Russian.
Tried to go for that liver shot.
A big shot from Owen Joe here in the dying seconds. And round number 1 gets the knockout.
Yes!
Knockout. Oh, wow.
It was just the tempo change on the big right off the break.
It was not.
Well, hello and welcome to Karate Combat. It is Halloween night here in Miami, Florida. Thank you very much for joining us. And boy, have we got a scary card in store for you tonight. My name is Josh Palmer. I'm joined, of course, by Robin Black in the booth tonight. Bass Rutten not able to be with us. And we've drawn in none other than Professor John Danaher to sit in the booth this evening. John, thank you so much for joining us here.
It's our pleasure. Good to see you guys.
We've had some of your students compete and, of course, sit in the booth before. The likes of MMA great Georges St. Pierre has been with us here in the booth. How have you found Karate Combat so far in seeing it today?
It's very exciting. I started paying attention to it when some of my students engaged in grappling matches at these venues, and I was struck by the interface between the striking scene here and mixed martial arts. Traditionally, karate, when I was young, back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, it was fought in like open wooden floors. It was chaotic. There was no barriers. And this, of course, is a pit set up where there's constriction of space, and that really changes the nature of the sport. Also, the participants come evenly from karate backgrounds and now mixed martial arts backgrounds, so you get really interesting stylistic matches here.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun action in this pit. Robin, you're usually out front. You're explaining the action afterwards. You're joining us in the booth tonight. It's a great fight card, isn't it?
Yeah, wonderful night of fights. Uriah Hall, I want to see him in action. Marcus Perez, who he's fighting, fights with that sort of ravenous, kind of visceral style, and Uriah wants to go out and paint pictures. Speaking of painting pictures, we got a violent Bob Ross in here. We got a ton of great fights, and it's going to be an honor to sit and analyze combat with you, Professor John, and you, Josh, of course.
Oh, well, thank you.
You look handsome, by the way.
Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and show you guys the fight card. It is going to be a fast-moving evening today. Not really going to be any breaks. We are going to bring you one fight after another. Trust me, this card is all treat, no tricks. Sorry, I had to get that in there. Let's go ahead and show you guys the fight card for this evening. So we're going to kick off with some prelims this evening. Hector Santiago, Apollo Gomez, two Brazilians with star power back in their training camps. We'll talk about that. They're first up tonight. Miss Ironhand versus Chochlikova. That's a great women's catchweight fight. Ismagulov, very exciting to see his style here. He's got a bit of an exciting brawler in Tyler the Zombie Hill. They're going to open up our prelims tonight. Believe it or not, following from that, we've got some real big names on the Karate Combat roster on the remaining prelims. apologize for just getting that fight card up for you now. Owen Chelmia, our former bantamweight champion from Ireland. He's taking on Cameron Little Ninja Page. Zach, the High Chief Pauga, fresh off his display in our heavyweight tournament. He's taking on Emiliano Sordi, former PFL champ. Jade, the Princess Jorand from France, making a real name for herself. She's returning against Lily Ferreira. Luis Pitbull Rocha is taking on Karadov. Weber, the Silva, well, now we've got those for you. Apologies, get the technical hitches ironed out early. Weber, the Silverback Almeida, is trying to get himself a title shot in the lightweight division. He's taking on Andre, the People's Champ Yule. Of course, Rafael Alves, owner of the most violent knockout in karate combat history. He's back against newcomer to us, UFC vet Luis Pena and the violent Bob Ross. Co-main event, Uriah Primetime Hall taking on Marcus Perez. Boy, is that a fun fight. There we go, full fight card of the main card for you there. And at the top of the card in our middleweight title fight, Ilias Khamzin from Russia takes on AJ Weathersby. Just before we get into it, Robin, what are you looking forward to the most? What are your dark horse picks?
Oh, you know, it's a tough fight for Violent Bob Ross. You know, he's kind of a Ronin without a master. I'd love to be wrong on this. I'd love to see him, you know, paint our canvas with blood. But there's going to be a lot of blood out here tonight. And Professor John, I'm sorry, I want to call you Professor, but I think you prefer to be called John Danaher.
John's fine.
What are you looking forward to, my friend?
For me, it's the student of Machida Karate, which I think is something we've seen so long in mixed martial arts. Was so successful there, both Lyoto and his brother, and now they have a protege who fights in karate combat who has a very similar style to them. He's got that reactive, beautiful traditional karate stance, and just as Lyoto was able to get that to work so well in MMA, this young man is getting it to work so well here in the pit, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that reactive, old school, let the other guy go first, we're going to go second on him.
Yeah, Weber Almeida taking on Andre Yule is a real great fight towards the top of the card. Let's go ahead and get the action here started at Karate Combat. First up, Hector Santiago and Apollo Gomez. We'll talk about them during the walkouts. Let's go ahead and get this evening underway. So we welcome first to the pit tonight Apollo Gomez, representing Shooter Box in Brazil. Charles Oliveira, Robin, has been really excited about getting his student or one of his friends into the Karate Combat arena tonight, making his debut. These two guys first up fighting for a contract here.
Yeah, and you know, they're both experienced fighters, but that pressure to come out and try to, you know, chase a result is challenging when you want to be out here and just be able to fight freely and let yourself express your martial arts.
Yeah, you see your cloud bet odds there at the bottom of the screen. He's a slight underdog at plus 172, bringing 11-2 pro record in. Key thing there, though, 11 wins, 9 knockouts or stoppages. So very, very good finisher when he gets the chance here.
One of the more interesting things about this matchup is that the coaches who recommended both of these athletes to come in and vie for this contract are both superstars of mixed martial arts. That in itself shows that they're very versatile. They both train MMA. They're both very strong in striking. But it was the recommendation that got them here in the first place came from MMA.
Tail of the tape there for Apollo Gomez, 25 years old. There is that 11-2 record, and as you just mentioned, John, his style is MMA. I believe he's going to have a little bit of a height advantage coming into this one. Santiago, his opponent's going to be the shorter of the two fighters this evening.
Damas y caballeros, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fighting pit. Esta noche, el honor encuentra la intensidad. Tonight, honor meets intensity. From the 305, this is Karate Combat! Fighting out of the blue corner, la esquina azul. From Brazil, Apollo! His opponent on the red corner, su oponente en la esquina roja, de Brasil, Héctor Santiago!
So we welcome Hector Santiago to the pit here. 26-7 pro record for the man from Alex Pereira's gym. I mean, that is very high praise and a lot of experience to bring into the pit tonight.
Yeah, that is, you know, half a dozen fights a year from 18 to his age now in his early 30s, across all kinds of different disciplines. And of course, we know what Pereira does is with his left hook and his entire game that he puts together from the ground up. But we've also seen his sister perform really, really well here, Pereira's sister. So, you know, he understands the Karate Combat pit now, does Alex Pereira, and so does this young man coming in.
Santiago is a Waco professional kickboxing world champion, former WGP kickboxing champion as well. You can see that 5'6", carrying a slight reach dish advantage as we thought so. But a lot of sport fighting experience coming into this. He has said, though, his ultimate goal is to become a UFC champion. He said this is the sport that can change his reality. Not to put too much pressure on himself.
Yeah. It is an interesting place to go from kickboxing, and as you move towards a complete free fighting mixed martial arts game, to make a stop in here on the way and try to prove yourself in the Karate Combat pit.
Center the pit.
Now, Karate Combat 57 is powered by Hedera.
Right hand forward for Apollo Gomez in the white.
Yeah, black pants for Hector Santiago, who is taking the center of the pit here and looking to press forward. Switching stance briefly.
Two spears, that's it.
And that is over just like that. Apollo Gomez.
Amazing work.
He rolled the toes and made almost a fist out of the foot, and then speared on his left, on his man's right side, into the liver area.
A real classic kind of front jab with the ball of the foot. He just took out a man with 33 pro fights.
I mean, when you touch that liver, John.
Incredible. That's always one of the big dangers when you fight in these opposite stance situations. The rear leg coming up the middle. He found the liver with unerring accuracy there. Unbelievable. The effect was just immediate. You could just see it.
The impact on that lower rib, sometimes the compression just touches the liver. And it's not like you're in pain and that's why you go down. You're in pain and your body shuts down. It's like a poison arrow. The arrow hurts, but it's the poison that kills you.
It's a very accurate description. When you felt it, you sympathize with the guys who go down to it.
Well, let's go. That was a quick start to the night. Let's go ahead and make this one official. Get this man's hand raised.
And your winner by technical knockout, Apollo Gomez!
So it is Charles Oliveira's protege that wins this one from representing Shootbox with the spear, the rear leg spear. either rolled the toes back and made a fist almost out of the foot, or rolled them up and used the pad of the foot to hit the liver.
What a good win for that young man. He has earned himself a Karate Combat contract. And, you know, Robin, with a performance like that, you can't really argue with bringing him back fairly quickly.
I mean, when you ask a young man or a young woman early in the day or in the weeks leading up, how would you like your night to go, John? Often they'll be, I'd like to throw a shot or two, and then they win by knockout.
It doesn't get much better than that. What was interesting is initially he was getting bullied around the pit, and he was able to recover, get back to center, and get his opponent walking backwards. And that's when the entire tempo of a very short match completely switched. That's when he was able to get his weapons to bear. Initially, walking backwards, he was struggling. But as soon as he got his opponent moving back and away, that
We
that
continue
left leg
this
was
evening
lethal.
with a female bout at catch weight of 121 pounds. Continuamos esta velada con un duelo femenil a un peso pactado de 121 libras. Fighting out of the blue corner, la esquina azul de Brasil, Jana Iron Hand Silva.
Well, we did promise you a quick night of fights. As you can tell, we're straight on to fight number 2 already of the 11 on the card.
Well, we saw a foot used as a spear to penetrate the body. Now let's see if an iron hand can be used by Silva to get a finish herself.
Don't forget, you can join in all the action on social media with us at Karate Combat on all popular social media platforms. Of course, you can go back and watch every Karate Combat event on YouTube, on our full archive, always live and free. And this is, I should point out, this is Monica Chochlikova, not Jana Iron. She's in the blue corner here. 32-5 total pro record. Started karate at age 6, moved to Muay Thai at 16. She's kind of been there and done everything in the sport of Muay Thai, Robin.
Yeah, and you know, you start anything at age 6. You can, as a child, you either move towards the things that fascinate you and become more deeply entrenched in it, or you move away from it. And this young woman, from 6 on to this period of her life, martial arts has been a central tenet of who she is.
Yeah, 29 years old now, as you can see in the tail of the tape. Over 9 world championships across a couple of different Thai boxing organizations. Very happy to have her here in the pit tonight.
Chochlikova.
We welcome, this is Jana Iron Hand Silva, hailing from Sao Paulo, Brazil. This is representing one of our favorite teams of the moment, the Fighting Nerds. 15-3 pro record.
The term nerd gets a bad rap, but to nerd out on something is to obsess on it so deeply that you see it in many different dimensions, and that's what the fighting nerds, that's what they mean by fighting nerds, is they look at it in its minutiae.
She is a Dana White Contender Series veteran as well. A little bit shorter at 5'1", stockier of the two women. She's gonna have to look to get inside and try to go to work.
This is going to be an interesting stylistic matchup. You've got the classic competition between a taller, agile athlete and a shorter, stockier athlete. A lot of it's going to come down to how well they use the geography in which they're fighting, how well they use the pit.
When I was working with Paulie Malignaggi, he was talking about reach, and he made a point that reach isn't always an advantage. It's just an attribute.
Yes.
Aglaia is the official interoperability partner of Karate Combat, uniting fighters and fans across blockchains. Welcome to the aggregation age. White pants for Chochlikova, black pants for Silva. No touch of gloves here at the start. And a little bit of a higher guard for Silva there as she tries to take the center of the pit early. Good catch of the kick to the body lock.
And right there, you see that point is being shorter reach doesn't mean a disadvantage if you know how to use it.
Absolutely.
To your body type.
that was a great tactic for the shorter athlete to use.
Well, she's been able to force a stand-up on the ground here. Of course, reminder of the karate combat rules. The person on top gets to keep punching, and as soon as there's a break in the action, they will be stood back up. So good work from Chochlikova to slow that action down with the grip on the wrist.
When you see the feet of the two athletes, when Janaya's feet are closer to Monica's feet, that's when she's in a position to throw those tight punches. And you saw it right there, and she closed the distance and moved to the diagonal playing surface.
Yeah, slows her down again here, broken against the wall. They are, of course, still considered standing opponents back against the wall, so you can tee off freely if you can get the space, and a good plum clinch here for the knees. Going again to that low calf kick is the Slovakian.
Longest weapon to the closest target. It's already a fascinating one when you look at just the distance between them. When Janaya gets close enough here, she can throw punches, but if she gets slightly closer again, Monica throws knees and elbows.
Well, she's throwing some clubbing shots here, and good combination lands up top.
Lots of hip from the feet through the hips. It's the second time she's caught the kick.
Do you think, guys, do you think that Chochlikova is just getting caught trying to reach for that clinch a little bit too much?
Iron hand went well to the body early, and she switched to overhands. There's an interesting element here of the body blows. One using fist, the other one using knees out of plum clinch. They both go into the body, but very differently in the way they do it.
From different ranges and distances according to their body types.
Yes. Ooh.
Janaya has caught that left kick multiple times now, but she reaches for it with her right hand.
Big searching uppercut misses. We're into about the last 35 seconds here of round number one, and it's been good, solid work rate from both ladies so far.
The great weapon for the shorter fighter versus the taller one is the overhand right. That is the primary tool. And when Janaya steps in, right there, that position, just couldn't quite find it.
Well, Silva has been the one controlling the pit thus far, but she's eating a fair amount of damage as she does so. Final 10 seconds here, lands again, trying to back her opponent into the corner.
Caught that kick again, but not making her pay.
So first round in the books there, and guys, great work rate from both fighters. Which way did you see the judges potentially leaning there?
I think Iron Hand takes that one. She came out working the body early, and then halfway through switched to her best weapon, the overhand. She was smart in the way she came in. She didn't just go straight to overhand. She went downstairs first, and when she started getting the hands moving down, she came over the top. She was very effective with that.
We talked about reach not being a, quote, disadvantage if you are the one who knows how to use it. All her opponents are likely longer and taller, whereas Monica's maybe less familiar with fighting someone stocky with this body type who's so good at using her tools.
And in addition, she used the ground. She took it down, and once you go to the ground, reach is no longer an advantage.
So what's the advice in the corner for Chochlikova here? What's she got to switch up?
She can move backwards, she can move laterally, but the more she maintains the long gap, the better for her, or the short, all the way out or all the way in. Those two simple zones are going to be better for Chochlikova.
So a good technical first round is in the books. Again, though, Silva straight out to the middle, and she catches the kick here. Ooh. Straight to the body, digging those shots low.
So we noticed in round one that Iron Hand caught the kick multiple times. This time she caught it and delivered a body shot. Maybe the coaches had given her that counter. But you saw also Monica, when it was the wider gap and she's attacking the calf and she's moving around laterally, she'll put herself in a position to use those long kicks against the shorter fighter.
Are either of you surprised we haven't seen Silva look for another takedown yet? I'm going to take that as a no.
Yeah, I was looking at John, and John was looking at them thinking...
She's having her best success with the overhand.
The overhand, you can follow it into the thigh, too. She can use it as a tool to get in if she likes.
Also, her opponent did a good job of tying her up on the ground to get a stand-up.
Silva again with the pick control here. She eats a good combination though. 1-2 to the body kick. I looked at the eye poke.
Chochlikova is throwing punches in that short range now, something she really didn't do in round one.
She's thrown a few jabs, and she's starting to sit down on them a little bit, but she's certainly not using them as a range-finding weapon.
So far, the two of them are playing the playbook against the other. Knees up the middle against a shorter opponent, long front kick, kicks to the calf, and the other one coming in with overhands and uppercuts and takedowns.
Silva, I have to say, every shot she has eaten without a care in the world.
Yeah. That was a beautiful defensive pivot that got her out of a distance from that overhand. Well done.
Feels perhaps the last 30, 45 seconds that the Slovakians started to find her range a little bit more.
Just maintaining the range, just keeping a wide enough space to throw long distance weapons like that. Ooh. And that. Now that push kick forces the gap. It's like flipping a table in a cowboy movie and shooting. It just forces the gap to fire.
Well, this over.
Knees have been Chochlikova's best weapon throughout the entire match.
It was an elbow over the top and a right-hand counter.
The overhand is just such a dangerous punch. You can be doing well and get caught by it at any time.
Tell you what, our ladies' fights very rarely disappoint here at Karate Combat, and these two are absolutely throwing down as we approach the final 10 seconds. Spins her around.
Round. Now you see one trying to keep the gap and the other trying to burn it.
What a great fight we've got here on the second of the card. We've got one more round to go. And I'm just trying to get a look at the body language in the corners. Silva sat herself down, taking some deep breaths.
They both have the body language of somebody who's in a fight. John, do you think the taller fighter was able, I mean, the bigger punch was Iron Hand.
Yes, that was a fascinating round. Iron Hand had the best strike of the entire round. Clearly, that overhand was devastating. But the overall striking throughout the entire round definitely went to Chochlikova. And she showed that her knees are her best weapon by far. In addition, Iron Hand got tired. And now fatigue is going to be a real problem here in the third round.
You know, interestingly, guys, I have in my notes that Chochlikova made her Bellator MMA debut in 2020 and won by Scorpion Crunch submission. What is that? I've been doing jiu-jitsu for nearly 20 years. I've no idea.
On that, Professor? Is there one available?
I'll make an instructional video next week.
Please do. Straight back to the well on that piercing front kick.
It serves so many purposes, right? It hurts and it forces her back, which is where Monica wants her at a longer distance, bigger gap.
You know, I'm sort of leaning towards this this fight being even on the scorecards, gents. How do you feel?
You know, you're asking us to guess the behavior of three human beings that are watching from different angles, but yes, I think it's possible. But right now, it's Chochikova's to lose, I think. You can see through this first, portion of a minute, she's kept the space. A little bit more movement, a little bit more dynamic. Moving laterally a little bit more, kicking the calf at distance, using the front kick to push her back. But now you see Iron Hand doing what she wants to do, which is burn her way in.
You know, it's interesting, both these ladies consider themselves kind of Muay Thai specialists, but one is very clearly more classically Muay Thai based at this point, the other a bit more Western boxing.
This is amazing.
Yeah. The long kick of the longer fighter is going to hit, and now she changes her stance just for a moment.
About a minute and a half left in this one.
It's a great fight, and they both seem to be enjoying it.
If Chochlikova can get her opponent walking backwards, that will be significant. She's spent the entire fight moving backwards. The only time she goes forwards is into a clinch. I'd be fascinated to see if she can get her walking backwards.
Yeah, I'm surprised she started circling towards that power hand of Silva, though. Could be asking for a little bit of trouble.
She's been over the top with the spinning back fist 3 times. Just a little too high. But right now, it is, at least this round, is hers to lose. She's the one that's adapted to the changes within the 6 minutes better than the other. John, how much of this is her learning and how much of this is fatigue?
Well, Iron Hand's fighting a pressure style, and that's always a fatiguing style. You've got to be in great shape to fight that style of striking, and you can definitely see her work rate has decreased.
Yeah, even just closing.
She plays defensively very well. This is Chochlikova using good defensive tactics. She's tying her up. Once she starts sliding down the incline, the referee will have to intervene. She's not taking much damage on the ground.
Yeah, this should be stood up by the referee at this point.
Now this is the last remaining seconds of a round that Chochlikova has probably been winning.
Well, that about does it for the fight. The ladies go the distance, and we are going to go to the judges' scorecards. And as you said, Robin, the Slovakian probably on balance taking it, certainly the tempo and the flow picking up for her towards the end.
But the first 6 minutes, I mean, the first 3 minutes were very Iron Hand heavy, and the second 3 minutes, John, you edged her way.
Everything is going to come down to how they score the second round. The second round was the decisive one. Iron Hand clearly won the first. Chochlikova clearly won the third. Second round, overall, Chochlikova dominated the striking, but the heaviest blow of the round, the overhand, came from Iron Hand.
Now you hear the audience at home, you may be hearing them chanting for one more round.
So this is a quirk of the Karate Combat rules, folks, who are new to the promotion here, that we don't have split decisions or draws at Karate Combat. In the event that the judges render a split decision or a draw, we will have a sudden death final round. And the fun thing about this is the entirety of the fight is solely scored on that final round. The rest of the 9 minutes in this instance means nothing.
This is the kind of fight that historically has gone another round.
You know, it's funny, in all the kind of talking about these ladies when they came out, I didn't point out the amateur record of Chochlikova is 82 wins and 8 losses. Well, let's go ahead and for the first time tonight, find out where our judges are leaning. Here's the official decision.
Oficial. And your winner, by way of unanimous decision, la ganadora, por decisión unánime, Mónica Chochlikova!
Well, Monika Chochlikova, as we suspected, takes the decision there. And guys, I think a very fair assessment from our pitside judges.
You know, if you were their coach, John, you'd be happy with what they both did, what they both attempted to do and played to their game.
They both played a very sound tactical match. I think Chochlikova was surprised early on by the body assault, and then as her hands went down to that, she became neglectful of the overhand. But by round 2, she was pivoting out of the overhand on almost all occasions except that one dramatic one.
And John, it's always nice when you can see it's the experience to have the fight IQ, to adapt, to learn, to change mid-round, especially in a short fight. It's very impressive.
A very impressive match.
I gotta go look at it in the direction anyway.
Well, we are going to be moving swiftly on here. We promised fast and furious action. Let's go ahead and get
with
the third fight
at a
introductions.
catch weight of 175 pounds. Continuamos con la acción. Este duelo a un peso pactado de 175 libras. Fighting out of the blue corner en la esquina azul, Tyler Zombie Hill.
Well, happy to have Tyler Zombie Hill join us here in his debut. It's a catchweight fight at 170. Coming in as a heavy, heavy underdog. Plus 605 with Cloudbet, our online betting partners. Bringing a mixed pro record, 15-11 into this.
Josh, I have the great honor to get to commentate for Jorge Masvidal's Game Bred Bare Knuckle MMA. And Tyler has fought there a couple of times, and he's a very violent man. Jorge and Dean, his partner Dean Toole, they only bring in what they call dogs, people who show up with a highly aggressive nature and a highly aggressive fighting style. And Tyler Hill's one of those guys. I think there's a single decision in his lifetime, but he's not proud of it.
Damir Ismagulov from Kazakhstan, his opponent in the red corner. Someone who management here and President Awesome has been very excited to get into the pit and test out his style. There's rumors that, hey, you know, he needs to be pressed a little bit. That's why they brought in someone with the type of chaotic, violent intention that Tyler Hill has. See what they can bring out of the Kazakhstani here. But what do you do when you're facing someone where the odds bettors have said, hey, this guy's a minus 1,000 favorite?
I mean, it's supposed to be none of your business what the odds makers say, right? Your goal is to come out here and be able to perform at your best, regardless of what pundits, odds makers, it should be none of your business. And it should certainly not affect the way you approach it. But when you look at Tyler Hill, he's a super dangerous man in the first few minutes. So I would think strategically you want to move a lot, and you want to pick him apart, and you want to slow him down with your long-range tools, or take him down and put him on his back.
I think a lot of the viewers here are going to be familiar with Damir from his UFC performances, where he showed very high-level striking against very high-level opponents. The main danger for him is going to be the first few minutes, where with 4-ounce gloves and intensity and adrenaline, anything can happen. The longer this match goes, the more it suits Damir. Yeah, Damir has the greatest skill set by far.
Former top 15 UFC lightweight, has a win streak of 19 wins before he lost to Arman Sakarian. Discipline, precision, power, the Air National Guard and karate combat, where warriors are forged. We thank them for their partnership this evening. White pants for Mr. Hill, black pants for Ismagulov. A little bit of a reach advantage perhaps for the American.
Ismagulov's hands are up high at the temples. But he is wading in. He's definitely wading in deep enough to be able to release his own attack. So it's not a run and pick here,
you know,
strategy
Robert,
in the first
we asked Tyler Hill what his goals in fighting were, and he just said entertainment. Oh, eats a big overhand right there, though.
Well, that's a second one, and now two more.
Yeah, I think the left found a way through as well. He's trying to get on his bike and circle out here. They're just big power shots with accuracy.
Oof. Elbows over the top, arcing, cutting elbows.
Well, you see Hill trying to tie up there. Referee stands them back up quickly, though.
Hill, in this situation, is going to attack. He won't shell. He'll start attacking, which, of course, will open him up, too. The left hook and the straight right are both landing. Turning side kick.
Ismagulov, a pro mixed martial artist for over 11 years now. Amateur career before that with some 21 fights, and he's put Hill on his back in the corner here, and we know how oppressive this area of the pit can be.
Yeah, this is a violent place to be. It might be done already.
Big shots coming in from the
ref is calling it.
And he does. Tyler Hill is going to be stopped by Damir Ismagulov from the ground and pound. And neither fighter seems to understand that that has happened. Well, they do now. Tyler Hill disappointed. I don't think he agrees with the stoppage.
Well, he certainly could continue neurologically and physically, but he was in a really bad position when the ref decided, and that decision has been made.
Yeah, I would like to see the referee have a bit more command of the pit here to move him around. That's one of those stoppages, guys, where it's kind of like, yeah, we know it's happened, but it just seems a little bit strange.
Yeah, it was understandable. There was only one direction that match was going to go from there on. I think that was just a preservation call. I must say, that was a very, very impressive performance.
1 minuto 36 segundos del round número 1, the official time. 1 minute and 36 seconds of round number 1. And your winner by technical knockout, el ganador por knockout técnico, Damir
winner by TKO in his karate combat debut, Damir Ismagulov. A very nice addition to this bracket. Guys, what impressed you most about his performance? The shots were accurate, they were long, a lot of power behind them as well.
For me, it started from the beginning of the round. Did you see the reading period where for 30 to 45 seconds he barely threw a single blow, but he stayed at a distance where he invited blows. He was reading the whole time, getting a read on what this guy throws, what's his stepping pattern, what's his movement pattern. As soon as he finished his analysis, the entire direction of the fight switched. When he went into offense, he was unstoppable. Perhaps most impressive of all was the sheer variety of his striking. At no point was he reliant on one or two strikes. He could throw the whole gamut, from fist, elbows, on both sides, devastating. He was just as good striking on the ground as he was on the feet. He's a very, very talented fighter.
What a great performance from him here, and action continues. Going to be moving very quickly on to our fourth fight, and I can't believe, Robin, we're about to get to what is just the fourth fight of the card, and we've got our former bantamweight champion fighting all the way down in the prelims. That's how good this card is this evening. Owen Chelmia, Cameron Page coming up next.
Situation. He's got to go out there and do the same thing. Gather the information that's available and then do what he can do.
Robin, I'm really sorry. I didn't hear a single thing of that. I had my audio cut partway through.
I can't hear you, buddy.
We do apologize for the technical troubles this evening, but look at it. You're going to see some great fights and some fast pace. Going to go ahead and get the night of action continuing here on our prelims live from Miami.
Robin, can you hear me?
We do have one more show coming up later on this year, hopefully in December. Perhaps a little bit more about that later. Let me get a few words from President Awesome. But so far, John, this is your first time sitting pit side here. Is this environment playing out the way you expected it to be?
Yeah, the most interesting thing for me is the last time I was in a pit situation, of course, was at CJI, which is literally twice the volume, twice the area of this pit. So it's very constricted looking to me, and we've seen already fighters push people, pressure them back. Everyone's aware now, if your back gets put on that incline, it's a serious problem. And we've seen shorter athletes push taller athletes in that direction. It's almost always decisive when they pin someone on the incline. It's a bad situation, even in a grappling match. In a striking match, it's damn near fatal.
It's funny, isn't it? Because there's always a lot of discussion over, hey, you know, styles make fights, rule sets make fights. Now we're in an environment where the arena is helping dictate the fight. Some people not fans of that, but I've got to say, we love the role the pit plays in causing just a different type of fighting, a different type of dynamism. I think it's a net positive.
Every variable is what creates the fight. The time limit, the environment, the rule set, all of that is what creates it. So what you get within the Karate Combat pit is very unique to Karate Combat, which is why people love it.
Yeah, people do love it. Of course, you can, as I mentioned, you can go back and pick up all of our previous encounters and our events live on our YouTube channel. Of course, catch us on all social media as well. I think we're just about ready to get going.
From USA, from Ireland,
if you've been with us here at Karate Combat over the last few years, this man will need little to no introduction for you. Owen Chelmia, our former bantamweight champion, burst onto the scene as a debutant, had 3 fights within the span of about a week. Back when we shot shows in bunches, and ended up actually getting a title shot, winning that. Stumbled a little bit of late against, of course, our champion, Arturo Vergara. Was a sad drop for him, but he's got some great knockouts on his record over our time here, Robin.
Yeah, he sure does, and he's still in his 20s, you know, so this is a point in his life. I mean, no trek goes perfectly. No, up the mountain is not a straight line. The setback is a part of the process of being an athlete or being an artist or living in life. You have a setback, you learn the lessons that are possible, and then you proceed forward. And this is what he's doing right here tonight.
Tail of the tape before Owen Chelmia. What's not listed there is he has 2 of my favorite kind of hobbies and jobs. He has a PhD in electrical systems engineering, but he's also a dairy farmer.
That is probably the single most unlikely pairing of occupations in the history of the universe.
Oh, wait till you see him fight as well. This is forward pressure style, a lot of great angle cutting. I'm looking for him to, you know, his background is in Waterloo, but he's adopted much more of a boxing style. Boy, does he have a pace on him when he gets in the pit here.
The forward pressure worked so well for him, and you see it there, worked so well for him because he was so tough. He would just push through, smash his way through, which is what he's doing here.
Oh, the left on the inside lands. Page in the white pants, struggling there.
But when necessary now, he can change it up. He can move in different directions, and he can push. He can pull as well as push, but now he's on his back.
Great little, I think Osoto on the outside there to put him down.
Cameron is going to be an unknown quantity. Now Owen's on top. See if he can pass.
So does a nice little hip escape back to open guard to force the stand-up. I'm sure Chelmia will be perfectly happy with that.
So Owen is facing someone, as we said, that he didn't know anything about a week ago, didn't know existed. The freedom of that is it allows you to just go out and do what you do. He doesn't have a specific plan against Cameron. He just goes out and does Owen Chelmia.
He's got a really interesting pressure boxing style, completely, even though his background is ostensibly karate, he fights with a very, very strong forward crouch. He's very explosive out of that crouch.
Crashes through.
Yeah, looks to close the distance there, and lots of punches and bunches, really just barreling forward to put his opponent on the pit. You gotta love the head pressure there, right up under the chin, making it as uncomfortable as possible for Page.
Just pushing on the head to make enough space to elbow through.
Page surprised everyone with that judo takedown, the Osaragari. And that turned things around briefly. But other than that, it's been a very impressive pressure performance from Owen.
Page has been on a constant quest to improve himself. He expanded into jiu-jitsu and MMA. He said he's very grateful for his girlfriend, who's a real jiu-jitsu nut as well.
Has an MMA fight booked at Island Fights within the next 8 days, I believe. So he was preparing to fight. So he should be in shape. Owen now will take a strong position here.
Yeah, weighing very heavy on his opponent here with a little tie up. Trying to just keep the volume of shots up. We're getting into the final 30 seconds of this round here, and again, you see the head pressure up under the cheek and the chin.
It's very physical.
Oh, he's going to warn him for a shot to the back of the head here.
There was an elbow sort of closer to the spine. You can hit the latissimus dorsi all you want, but you don't want to get into that spine area.
Owen's an impressive combination puncher.
Yeah, he's just going to give him a warning here for unintentional shot to the back of the head.
Which will give them both 15, 20. I think it's the spine, see?
Oh, well, we have a replay here to look at, and just off the back end there.
Kick.
Oh, straight back to it. Closing seconds, round number 1. Chelmia wasting no time, trying to use every second of the round here.
Well, with that 20-30 second break there, he knew that he could redline it through till the end of the round, which is what he did.
I mean, we know from experience, Chelmia can redline it through 5 rounds.
Yes. Yes.
His mother, Catherine.
It was a lifelong coach.
And his fiancée, Chloe, in his corner. They've been in his corner for every single fight.
Of course, Chloe, he asked her to marry him right here on the edge of the Karate Combat pit after a very fast knockout win. That replay brought to you by Adam Sparrow.
So guys, I think we're all unanimously thinking that Owen Chelmia is fully in command of this one at the moment. Paige did have a couple of moments though.
He came to fight. He came to fight. Even when he's being squashed into the corner, he's trying to find places for the elbow to go through.
Well, fight fans, you can now watch Karate Combat live and bet live with our official crypto sportsbook partner, CloudBet. If you sign up tonight, you'll receive double the welcome package, up to $5,000 in cash. Head to cloudbet.com/karate or use code karate to secure your welcome offer. Watch and bet live with CloudBet.
Chelmia is just trying to overwhelm him, and he really is in many ways.
You've got
to crash the
I mean,
distance.
look, you have got to love that tight waist grip and just the shots around from the side.
And there again, all the way across to the other side of the pit, just crashes the range.
I mean, it's claustrophobic, isn't it? It's just there's not a moment to breathe.
It's also chest to chest, you know, when you're the stronger, in control, physically fit, really aggressive fighter, you can do more damage and you feel safe because there's not a big gap between you and the opponent for him to strike.
Everyone whose back has been put on the incline has been completely dominated. And Owen is doing an incredible job of combination punching with forward pressure to drive his opponent consistently to the incline. And here's where he's winning this fight.
Well, Paige trying to suck that single leg in to force a stand-up.
Blood now, and
he shot on the way in, and
one through.
Well, he does a good job of getting back to his knees, and Chelmia says, let's stand straight back up and do it again.
This is a rough spot now.
Like you said, though, Robin, Paige came to fight, tries the axe kick.
This is very close to a stoppage now.
Yeah, the Uchimata failed, never really got the grip or the toss going.
The closed right eye now of Paige, that's not going to help, and he's still striking and fighting his way through. This a bad, nope.
It's interesting though, isn't it? He's tried the throws a couple of times. When someone like Chelmia has that much forward pressure, the turning throws become a legitimate defensive weapon.
He's starting to shout just from the amount of damage his face is sustaining here.
Just the sheer volume of blows is counting against him at this point.
The swollen eye and just that overwhelming feeling where you start giving it back inadvertently. It's a rough spot to be.
Yeah, I do think this is one of the things that Owen does very well, and it's a newer thing for him, is that grip, where he just stays so firmly latched on in any kind of clinch position, and the referee's got to be thinking about a stoppage here. Chelmia looking to flurry here, and they're going to stand him back up one more time.
And he did what you want a kid like this with tons of heart to do, which is just punch as Owen closes. He knows Owen's going to crash. Just throw the hardest punch you can.
It makes you wonder, though, would a front kick up the middle maybe, or a knee kind of help some distance?
Yeah, he tried the axe kick and the hook kick, but they got squashed too. But yes, maybe the front,
and he's going to get... Oh, a knee to a downed opponent. There's a big cut on the face of Owen Chelmia as well. This is tough because we're not actually through 2 rounds yet. So this is, I think, they're going to dock a point. And if he can't continue due to an illegal
He's going to continue. I can see it in his face.
This could be dicey for our former bantamweight champion here. Big mouse under the right eye of Cameron Page.
I'm a fan of Cameron Page. I didn't know who he was last week, but now I am a fan. He's been fighting with a ton of heart. The look on his face is just like, oh, I don't care where this is at. I'm fighting.
I mean, look at the damage on the face of Chelmia as well.
Yeah, this is a gritty.
Oh, credit to Cameron Page coming back into this one. Well, they've got two. So what they've done now is they've adjusted it to 2 points, which should be the official rule for a deliberate foul is always 2 points. You very rarely see it fully enforced, but that's what it should be under most unified rules,
Which
and it is here at Karate
would
Combat.
mean after 2 rounds, if Owen wins 2 rounds by a point each, we're now a draw.
Yeah,
Going
oh,
into,
the sweep. The spinning sweep.
I love this kid. But this would now be a draw.
Well, we are going to go to a third.
It's a 3rd round that Cameron Page can win, and he can win this fight. He's down 2 rounds, but then Owen's docked 2 points.
That's correct.
Yeah, it depends if you notch either up as a 10-8.
Yeah,
That's
and
the,
you could.
the only thing
you
that can
certainly
happen.
could. Round 1, you certainly could.
It's also
you know-
going to be interesting to see how the judges see that cut and how it came from. Was it an accidental elbow? And when they went down to the ground, did he fall on an elbow? Was it an actual blow? It's going to be interesting to see how the judges score that. That's the most significant damage we've seen in the match, which is ironic because almost all the damages have been going the other way.
Yeah, the Athletic Commission doctor is just double-checking both. There is a huge mouse under the right eye of Cameron Page. That's absolutely going to be closing over the next couple of minutes, and look for Chelmia to lean on shots from the left side to take advantage of that.
Cameron took a huge rear hand halfway through that round that dropped him to his butt, but he got back up and got back in the match.
He wants this fight. Like the word gameness is you know.
Yeah, you throw it around a lot, but this is what it looks like.
This is what it looks like. It's attributed to animals, but that desire, that willingness, that ferocity to go fight. They're looking at the cut.
Oh, they're looking at the cuts. I mean, at the end so, look, the things to factor in here is the cut affecting his vision? Is blood going directly into his eye? Or is the cut so severe that it would open up further to the point where it would cause legitimate damage that they can't stitch easily? If it's not affecting his vision and it's not too deep, then there's no reason to stop it. A cut is just that, it's a cut.
There are 3 humans wearing mics right now, and I don't believe any of us are doctors, but from your experience, John, it doesn't look like the worst cut you've ever seen.
His eye is open. You can clearly see he's got good vision out of his right eye.
Yeah, I've only seen cuts like this stop when the laceration is particularly deep, and you would be looking at significant permanent damage if it were to open up further, but the commission decide they are satisfied.
That deep permanent damage cut you described, that ain't this. So we continue.
Little oblique kick to get us started, or a stomp kick, should I say.
Owen gets hit twice coming in there.
Let's go, mix it up.
Make a dog fight, Chelmia.
Yes, mix it up.
Well, you can probably hear behind me our lightweight champ, Shazabarind, is offering some advice to the fighters here.
Yeah, Owen has trained at Goat Shed many times in bursts, so he could be speaking. I would assume he's speaking to Owen.
Cameron was able to circle off the wall twice. He got caught the 3rd time.
Cameron's had a good minute here so far.
He's still in this.
Boy, he has a day job as an industrial electrician. I hope he hasn't got to go back to work on Monday.
And like I said, he's got a fight booked in Island Fights in Pensacola next week, I believe.
Yeah,
so I don't think he's
maybe
gonna
not now.
Tell Dean Toole, the promoter, that he's probably, win or lose, he's probably not going to be there.
So Chelmia again ties him up here. Puts him down. These are short little shots. They're sort of going to score, but they're not stopping shots, and trying to go in on the ankle pick there.
I stand corrected. It's actually 2 weeks till his fight, so he might make it.
Let's go, finish it.
But he looks great here tonight. He's fought a great, courageous fight here through 2.5 rounds.
Yeah, and he's got Chelmia missing a little bit now.
130 left. Keep pressure.
Uppercuts.
On the chance that Owen were to lose this round, he would lose the fight.
That's
due
correct.
to what the ref deemed a intentional illegal knee, and I don't think.
Oh, big body shot. Goes up top as well.
It's difficult to call a strike intentional because now you have to assess the intention of the human.
Oh, he sort of hits the Haragoshi, just stumbles down a little bit.
Let's go. Pressure him.
Well, these guys are going to go out on their shields here.
Mix it up, uppercuts.
They are getting stuck
Set
in
up
with
for-
40
yeah.
seconds left in the
Touch,
bout.
touch.
Yes, yes, good.
30 seconds, 30 seconds.
There's a knee up the middle. Owen was finished with a knee in that loss.
Now, just a reminder, you can do takedowns, but you cannot do a belly-to-back suplex. So,
But you can throw punches with the left hand with a nice grip with your right around the waist, which is what Owen's looking to do here. Can also kick nicely to the head from here.
Just 15 seconds left now.
This could be a one more round type of fight too.
yeah, if you end up with a draw, certainly could happen.
Chelmia winning 2 rounds, but then being deducted 2 points in a very close 3rd round.
Yeah, or a 10-8. It's a tough, tough fight to score with that 2-point deduction. Let's see how the judges are going to see it. Hands raised for both these fighters, though. What a
Great
show.
fight. It's disappointing to have 2 points taken when somebody deems your move intentional. Intentional is very difficult to say.
Absolutely. Obviously, in terms of the momentum of the fight, the damage inflicted, it's Owen's fight. But it's all going to come down to how they square up the 2 points.
What a fantastic replay of that left hook we just got for you.
Yeah. Great. An elegant punch thrown under pressure by Owen and then just absorbed beautifully.
So this is what's interesting is they're both, both fighters have to be ready for the possibility of a 4th round. So they're both sitting on the stools waiting to see if that's going to happen. They can't relax just yet. I think we do have a decision.
Yeah.
We do have a decision though.
This will be interesting. Whoever won that 3rd round, or if Owen got a 10-8 style round earlier.
After 3 rounds of war, we go with the final decision. Después de 3 vueltas de guerra, nos vamos con la decisión oficial. All 3 judges turned in identical scorecards of 28 to 27. Los 3 jueces entregan tarjetas idénticas de 28 a 27. All in favor of the winner, by way of unanimous decision. Todos a favor del ganador, por decisión unánime. Owen Chelmia!
So Owen Chelmia takes the victory, unanimous on the judges' scorecards, 10-9s for all 3 rounds across the board. But of course that 2-point deduction making it a much closer 28-27.
They got it right. However you did the math, I'm not a mathematician, but they got it correct. The right guy won that fight.
Yes, yes. What an amazing fight, though. What great courage from Cameron.
I loved watching this young man fight.
I'm glad they didn't go to an extra round. I think that's a situation where Cameron's courage would have started to work against him instead of for him. It was clear where the damage was going.
But among the things to give him credit for, of course, his heart and his grit and his courage, but his ability to have his best round in the 3rd round.
That's one of the hardest things in all of combat sports. One of the hardest things is to have your best round at the end after a beatdown. That shows
Incredible.
real presence of mind.
So Owen Chelmia extends his pro record to 8-3. Looking to get back to a shot at that bantamweight title. Arturo Vergara, though, still sitting pretty at the top of our bantamweight division.
Gentlemen, what about these fights?
It's a great fight so far.
Great fights tonight. No surprise. This is karate combat, Mr. Danaher.
Well, it is going to be time for the heavyweights in just a moment. We're going to get the return of Zach Pauga and the debut of Emiliano Sordi. This still the prelims, an absolute barn burner of a main card coming your way as well. Of course, top of the card tonight, Robin, it is that middleweight title, Elias Khamzin taking on AJ Weathersby, and that's a real fun middleweight bout.
Yeah, Weathersby is always the tallest guy, but in this one, he's going to be the shorter of the two. These are big 185
We continue this
pounds.
evening with 3 rounds in the heavyweight division. Continuamos esta velada con 3 vueltas a la división peso pesado. Fighting out of the blue corner, la esquina azul. From Argentina, Emiliano Sordi.
Making his way here from Argentina, Emiliano Sordi, former PFL champ, back in 2019. Lots of belts down in South America as well. Lots of experience, Robin.
Yeah.
Some, what, 48 fights, 35 of those victories.
Still only 34 years old, which for a heavyweight is not old. A 34-year-old heavyweight, John, you're just entering your prime. And of course, winning that PFL tournament in 2019, I think he put $1 million in the bank account. So hopefully he's fighting for the love of it because he's been good with his money. It's none of my business, but I hope that for him.
His opponent on the red corner, la esquina roja, Zach the High Chief Pauga!
Happy to have Zach Pauga back. Of course, we last saw him here in our heavyweight tournament. What a fantastic performance for him there. Earned a huge array of fans with just how tough he was in a couple of those fights, including in the final against Rebellis, the Spaniard, Robert.
John was just talking about it. It's not only, it's something we admire, and it excites us to see somebody manage that amount of damage and stress and suffer, but to come back and do your best after you've been beaten up. That is a very inspiring thing to witness, and that's what we witnessed from him 3 times in one night.
So his moniker, the High Chief, is actually very, very true and real. He is a legal High Chief in Samoa who can trace his family lineage all the way back to the founding of the island. Founded in 2018, Hex Trust is a leading digital asset service offering a range of services and a leader in staking. Black pants for Pauga, white pants for Sordi. Here, 2 very large gentlemen throwing some very heavy hands.
Zach always does a good job of leading to the body, and then he's got that tremendous ability to punch through an opponent with genuine knockout power with his rear hand.
Just showing a few different defensive looks as he's trying to enter here.
He's a former police officer and detective for the Denver District Attorneys, and actually made the switch to being a full-time fighter 3 years ago.
Sordi just drilled an overhand through, over the shoulder.
Look how calm Sordi looks as he's throwing these shots.
Oh,
he lands and he wobbles Pauga.
It's done.
Oh, and the referee waves the fight off, and good decision. Pauga cannot get back to his feet here.
Sordi's gonna help him. Beautiful thing to see.
Heavy, heavy concussive shots, getting the job done quickly here for the Argentinian.
He just had his feet so connected to the ground, John, that he was able to just use hips and core and just express it through the knuckles.
And perhaps most impressively, the sheer accuracy of those knockout blows. Right on the money. Beautiful, beautiful work.
The first big one came over the shoulder, and then after that, he was finding the hole in the V of the guard.
It's hard to punch over the shoulder. It takes real skill.
Let's take a look at this replay.
Oh, just a slightly obscured angle for you.
But you, to John's point, you just see that white glove just touching, and you see the head shaking there. Sometimes you don't need the direct shot to be able to see and feel what happened as you see the concussive response of the spine and head of Zach Pauga.
The second that blow hit, his feet went out from underneath him. There was just no stability in his feet.
It's like an electric shock. It's a neurological response that you feel down your spine and then through the nerves to the foot.
100%.
Well, they're going to call them back to the center here, and Zach Pauga was trying to make his way down the stairs. He's got to traverse the pit wall.
Still having a hard time on his feet now.
Yeah.
So that's a heroic guy based on what we've seen, and respect to him for making his way back in here. And respect to Sordi for not only a beautiful knockout, but for helping him out.
Segundos del round número 1, the official time. 49 seconds of round number 1. And your winner, by technical knockout, el ganador, por knockout técnico, Emiliano Sordi!
Emiliano Sordi gets the win in his debut. What an impressive performance. And I've got to say, our heavyweight division is really fun right now.
Yeah, exciting and just really high level. You both pointed out two things. Josh, you were talking about how relaxed he looked, and John was talking about how accurate those knuckles were touching the chin. And those two things are not unrelated. It was his comfort in there that allowed that accuracy.
And let's get certain about this. Not just comfort, but comfort against one of the most dangerous punches in the organization. Zach is a proven knockout hitter, and he went to his standard method. He came in working to the body with his jab and then throwing the overhand. He got close with an overhand and a lead hook, and yet Sordi stayed so calm against such a dangerous puncher and was able to target so precisely. You could see the effectiveness of his punching mechanics, all the power coming up off the floor and then expressing with that precision strike. Right on target.
Two men who I think are going to have to pay attention to that are, of course, Sam Alvey, our current heavyweight champ, and Robelis D'Espana, who are going to be facing off for that belt soon. And you got to figure, with a performance like that, Emiliano Sordi is not far behind waiting in the wings.
Good point.
What an exciting women's fight we've got up next. Let's go ahead and walk these two strawweights.
Division, próximamente, otro duelo femenil en la división peso paja. Fighting out of the blue corner, en la esquina azul. From Brazil, Lili Ferreira.
Something Mr. Danaher was observing tonight is a lot of these fighters are coming in with a mixed martial arts background, and this is another one of those fighters.
Yeah, picking up an Invicta FC champion as well. She also had some championships in amateur Muay Thai. Lilia Ferreira from Minas Gerais, Brazil. Tough fight ahead of her tonight, though, taking on one of our sort of stars in the strawweight division in Jorand.
This is her karate combat debut. She is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, as well as in Brazil, they give black belts in Muay Thai, and in other places they do. She is a very complex mixed martial artist here, making her karate combat debut.
One thing we've seen a lot here tonight is the athletes who couldn't defend themselves on the ground really suffered. The ones with an MMA background who are able to cover up, tie up their opponents on the ground and limit the damage, all did much better.
Her opponent on the red corner, su oponente en la esquina roja. From France, Jade the Princess Jorand.
The return of the Princess, Jade Jorand from France. Very feisty strawweight here. Minus 385 favorite with our Cloud Bet betting partners. Robin, she comes out fast. She fights technically extremely proficient. And she has a kind of viciousness that you wouldn't think looking at her.
And there's an athleticism that sort of allows and exaggerates that viciousness. You see when she throws punches, she looks like she's about to sprint off the line. She's just really connected to the movements, right? Dean Thomas was raving about her before we even got to see her fight. Heavy hitter, and very ferocious, and a lot of fun to watch.
Enter the pit.
Well, fight fans, if you like these fights and you like winning, it's time to follow @CloudBet on X, the official crypto sportsbook and casino of Karate Combat is airdropping USDT to lucky fans all night long. All you have to do is follow us @CloudBet on X for your chance to win. Don't just bet on crypto, bet with crypto @CloudBet.
Such an interesting one, Lily being, she is the #1 ranked women's MMA atomweight in the world.
Yeah, they are.
So for Jade to come in there and just start slugging with her is pretty awesome.
They are both opening up here.
They're doing what they came to do, and they're getting right after it.
You know, Ferreira grew up with 4 brothers, so you got to figure she's been taking care of herself from an early age there.
John, there was 2 of those wide rear hands.
Jade Jorand does a very good job of taking her head offline when she throws the rear hand. That could be decisive in this match.
She turns the knuckles coming in down the pipe on that one.
World Kickboxing champion, IFMA European champion as well is Jorand. She was part of the national Thai boxing team in France at age 15.
What's fascinating, to your point, John, when you see somebody who's able to move the head in the heat, in close like that, is the speed at which everything is happening is like hitting fastballs in baseball. The brain has to process it so quickly.
Jorand throwing a few more feints here. She's motioned with the knees and the hands a couple of times now.
And in those exchanges, we saw Jade was throwing and then not there to get hit back.
Let's go, Jade!
Both these ladies throwing great combinations so far. Not deterred by the punches coming back at them.
Oof. And there were those double guns again,
Yeah.
rear hand versus rear hand.
That was a rocky moment, right?
It'll be interesting to see if Jade can add a left hook to that rear hand.
Close
That
the
could be
door.
A very, very useful weapon here.
Slam the door shut after. Right there, she looks for it. Just kind of an angled left hand after.
A bit of pick control for Jorand here.
1 minute left.
And we are quite rightly raving about her, but Lily is not impressed. She's relaxed. She's not discouraged at all. And she's pushing forward herself now, Lily.
Yeah, Jorand has landed a couple of great shots, though, there in those last sequences. Still throwing the feints. We're down to about 35 seconds left here in the opening stanza.
There's this movement towards more feints in fighting right now. Sometimes you don't want to show that much fake, because if you show enough fake, your opponent can see what to ignore. They get too much data on what isn't real. Josh, that's what you were mentioning, that sort of aggressive, it's athletic, but it's also visceral the way she throws.
Ooh.
Looking for the slam door left hook on the end, John.
They're both doing a good job of weaving their heads just out of the reach.
Lily is 100% psychologically still in this fight.
Great round, great round.
I mean, this is one of those events, but we don't have them for you this time, but usually we have CompuStat. I would just love to see how many strikes they're throwing.
One of the most interesting things about that round, Lily put tremendous forward pressure on throughout the round, but Jade never surrendered center of the pit. She said, this is my territory and I'm defending it. And what a tremendous job she did.
Very, very even fight, perhaps. Jorand just about getting the better of it there. Take a look at some replays here. Just feinting out that jab.
There, watch, block and answer. Did the hard part, Pink. Did the fun part. The blocking and the catching and the defending is the hard part. The answer is the fun part. You never do the hard part without the fun part.
I love that explanation, Ruben.
It's so true. It's hard to catch a shot. It's a lot easier to punch somebody.
So touch the gloves underway here and straight back to it. No rest.
Interesting here, John, if Lily decides, okay, what if I draw you now? What if I pull a little bit? And we're just seeing an inkling of that. What if she pulls and intercepts instead of pressing forward?
The start of this round is completely different from the start of the first. Start of the first, Lily came forward. This time she backed off.
And then invited and then closed the distance and grabbed the thigh. Very interesting.
Earned the takedown there. Not able to capitalize on it, though.
Anybody watch? I don't know if we have real odds in real time, but don't bet against Lily here. This is a seasoned fighter. You can see because of the changes that she made and her unwillingness to be discouraged in any way. Look at this.
Good defensive tactics by Jade, however. That could end up being the difference. If Lily uses takedowns to mix up with her striking, that could throw Jade's rhythm off.
And remember, Lily is a mixed martial arts world champion in Invicta and a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. And so those other aspects of the game, of the martial arts, you know, color spectrum or palette, that can be the difference here too.
So Jorand with the center of the pit, again approaching the halfway point in the bout as a whole here. Constantly coming forward.
She's starting to come back with that left hook now.
Jade just tested the right hand forward a couple of times here.
Good distance management from the Brazilian.
Psychologically, these two are really good. They're just both like, there's zero discouragement from their mission.
There's no sense that one is in a greater command than the other from their body language or their actions, right?
No. Yeah, and any of the non-verbals are saying that they're both 100% sure they can still win this fight. And they're both right. But only one of them will be right.
Jorand pouring out with that lead hand.
This could be a good time for Lily to try the takedown again.
She answers with the right hand. Jade's just got a little more pepper.
Oh,
there's
that was a big right hand, though. And Jorand's backed up. She eats a second, goes to the plum clinch.
And now she's got that advantageous position we've seen throughout the night.
Well, there's only about 20 seconds left, so this is late in the round for Ferreria to mount a significant challenge.
Those two punches with her right knuckles were the two hardest and cleanest.
Two most significant of the bout, probably.
And then the two takedowns, I mean, you certainly could see it for her.
What a great round.
That is going to be a very hard round to score. It was looking like it was easy to score up until 30 seconds left, and then it could go either way now.
There's just a real joy that you can feel from both of them. They're just so happy to be in here doing the thing they came to do, and they're both doing it well. They both are fighting with confidence and belief in their abilities and what they came to do.
Lily showed versatility in that round. She started the round moving backwards, drawing her opponent onto a takedown. She hit two beautiful takedowns, and then at the end, when the round was starting to slip away from her, she came back with forward pressure, took her down on the incline, and arguably took it back.
Jade just looked at blood from her own nose. I don't know how many times she's had that experience, but if it's not many, it actually does jar you the first time or two.
Third round underway here. It's been all action through the first two and immediately straight back out. The kick is met by the right hand, and Ferreria looking to capitalize on the end of that second.
They're two winners here. Two winners refusing. They're matching each other psychologically and tactically.
What a great bit of matchmaking from the team here.
Yeah. These are two of the best atomweights you can find on planet Earth fighting each other right here in our pit right now.
Unless something decisive happens, there's a very high chance they're going to need an extra round on this one.
And we'll take it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to complain here. Tussling in the clinch.
There's punches here available now. That head throw is more available to a small woman body-wise than it is to a large man.
Ferreria with the position up against the pit wall here, but the referee's going to call a stand-up. Haven't actually seen too much clinch work throughout the entirety of this bout thus far.
People spend their whole life searching for great moments in a fight, and they're both finding it right here.
Hasn't been too much of a change of tempo either. A little bit of a breather there, but a minute left to work.
Yeah, a little more than a minute, and but if you stopped it right now, you'd go to a fourth round. So this last minute can make the difference. And as we say that, you see who starts making.
She's stacking up those rear hands now.
Making a move now.
Yeah, good volume from Jorand, and the trip is successful.
And
Gets
their
her
punches
down.
there. She puts the right hand inside the bicep here to try to get space to throw punches and elbows, knees to the thigh. The ref doesn't have to separate here if he doesn't choose to, but he chooses to.
Well, Jorand jogs back to take control of the center of the pit. Not much time to work, all still on the line for these two ladies.
Jorand's physicality and forward movement, sometimes that alone is enough to influence an audience or a judge.
Good bobbing and weaving from Ferreira. Trying to find one last opening for that overhand right. Oof. Both still
They're
just
just
sitting
going to
down
fire
on
here.
everything.
Unless we see a takedown now. Yes, we
go.
do.
Ferreira
There's
earns
punches
another
available
takedown.
here.
And we are going to go to a judge's decision, potentially a fourth round. Both ladies immediately pop up to signal they think they've done enough, but it is as close as it can be here.
If you want their corners to be telling them to keep their mind in this,
Right,
that there is
keep them breathing.
100%
Absolutely.
chance of
There's a
3 more.
very high chance that someone will go to an extra round. That's
3
a
more minutes
very,
of
very
fight.
difficult one to score. How smart was Lily? Whenever she lost the punching exchanges, she went right to takedowns to kill the opponent's momentum and get things back in order.
A good bit of fight IQ from the Brazilian. Both fighters are anxiously looking towards the judges' table.
I would say do yourself a favor and watch many of these two's fighters' fights previously, but I haven't watched them all. I've watched many, but they both, to my experience, never been in a tougher fight than they're in right now. This is their toughest fight they've both been in.
Yeah, the crowd going into their chant for a desire for one more round. And I think we've got an official decision here.
If I was a betting, guessing man, I'd say they'll see it for Jade, but
Jade
it's possible.
Jade definitely scored well in the end with those rear hands. She's got a tremendous rear hand.
I don't think either lady is supremely confident that they've come out in this one yet, but let's find which way the judges are leaning. This is your official decision for Jade Jorand and Lily Ferreira.
And your winner, by way of split decision, la ganadora por decisión dividida, Lily Ferreira!
That was announced as a winner by split decision.
Yeah.
However, we don't tend to have split decision.
No,
that is when
so
a fourth round is implemented.
Guys,
Josh.
I will try and get some clarification for you from the Athletic Commission. Typically, at Karate Combat, we do not have split decisions. We go to sudden death fourth rounds as part of the rule set.
One more round.
Oh, they announced it incorrectly.
Psychologically, how is that going to affect these two? You've already had the dump and the celebration if you're Lily.
That's going to be tough to come back from. You're celebrating, now you got to fight against one of the toughest competitors in the entire event.
My heart feels for Lily Ferreira there.
Look at the body language says, are you kidding me? She's got to beat that.
Her corner's got to reel her in now. Her corner's got to get her ready.
Well, that is a very unfortunate technical slip-up from the officials here, pitside.
It's the kind of thing that almost is so drastic that you almost have to chalk it up to their error and move on rather than...
The second they said split decision, they should have jumped on that. And there's no split decisions in Karate Combat.
Yeah, that has been the rule for quite some time. It's not a new phenomenon here, and it's led to some of the coolest moments
Lily's
in Karate
eye
Combat
rolling,
history.
her body is saying, her body language is
But
saying,
I mean,
I don't want to do this.
Conversely, if you're Jade Jorand, you just got a new lease on life.
Yeah.
Well, 3 minutes on the clock, and folks, a quirk of this sudden death rule set is that it only matters for this 3 minutes. So what a beautiful takedown for Ferreira, the outside trip.
Well, she's got over whatever she was feeling. But John, there's not just a psychological impact of this, there is a biological impact to your body from the release of that focus and intensity, right?
Can we just not ignore the fact that Jorand spun for a full armbar from guard from the bottom there? Defensively.
As an escape, you can...
Yeah, but it's a nice Kosoto on the outside from Ferreira to start the round.
Just reminding our viewers that now that comes down to this round, what happened earlier counts for nothing. It's just this round.
Again, she earns the trip, and she's going to try and get some ground and pound going, but I think she may settle on this tactic now of leaning on her heavier mixed martial arts background.
And that would be smart.
That's the right thing to do.
2 judges saw her having won that fight already, and that is 100% irrelevant. She already celebrated briefly and had the physiological responses of that, and that is now irrelevant. She has to overcome it and do what's necessary.
Yeah, Jorand with the center of the pit here, looking to unload. Ferreira's got to be careful not to get backed up here. She ties up. Oh, chopping elbow. Good reversal in the clinch.
Beautiful throw. Beautiful throw.
I mean, it was a counter throw, wasn't it?
Yes. You do the same thing enough times to a great artist, they're going to learn how to counter it in real time. So we're more than halfway through this 4th and final round.
Minute and 10 seconds left here, and it's been Jorand stalking from the center of the pit like she has done most of the time. Ooh.
And Lily punches her way in at the body, made it look like a takedown, and then fought her way upstairs. And now she's striking too. If she's gonna win this fight, she's gonna have to win it twice.
Last minute now.
Jorand pick her shots again. Both, all the crowd just urging them on to throw some shots, and that's the kind of thing it comes down to in these sudden death rounds. You've just got to be the one throwing.
Neither one lands in that exchange. So with 30 seconds remaining, it's been a couple of takedowns for Lily. A couple of punches landed for Lily. So I think Jade needs to really land something clean here in the last 20 seconds.
Women's division fights and karate combat have always been so tremendously entertaining. And Jade Jorand, Lily Ferreira, it's going to be commiserations to one of them, but they should both be extremely proud of the work here. Big flurries at the end. Ferreira surges. That kick did some damage.
One more.
And we are gonna go to a judge's decision again.
And I think Lily just won this fight twice.
That's Lily's fight for sure.
Yeah, pretty incredible to experience that full letdown, that the changes in the body with cortisol and all these different things that happen, you know, physiologically, as you now say, it's over, oh, hug your corner, everything's great, let's go to the after party. Wait a second, you got another violent confrontation for 3 minutes.
Yeah, so Ferreira, she is certainly acting like she's done enough. Jorand, by contrast, has sat down on the stool, she's taken some breaths. Ferreira jumped up, said hello to President Awesome, pit side. She certainly seems to think she's done enough here.
John thinks she's done enough.
She's absolutely done enough. That was a brilliantly fought round. Not only a brilliantly fought round, but to come back from that rather awkward situation where she thought she'd won, went into a victory celebration, then pulled back into an absolute war. And what did she do? She came out with tactics. She didn't come out and brawl, she came back with tactics.
Did you call that a rather awkward situation? I think you called that a rather awkward situation.
There was almost, it looked like there was almost no communication from the corners. That came out of her own head, her own ingenuity. That was a very, very impressive match.
Lily!
Well, she wins the bout for the second time in a matter of minutes. Lily Ferreira victorious here over one of the rising stars, Jade Jorand, and what a karate combat debut.
We've seen
for the
a couple
Brazilian.
of all-timer psychological performances here tonight. That was a great one. To win the fight, have it taken away from you, be told to get back out there, and to John's point, go out and execute like a strategist, and win the fight a second time.
Very, very impressive.
What a fantastic performance from Lily Ferreira. Take nothing away from Jade Jorand, though, guys.
Great fight. Jade fought a great
as well.
fight.
I mean, this is one of those fights where they're not going to want to run it back straight away, but at some point, maybe in the future, we get to see it again.
But they're two of the best in the world at their weight. I mean, they may fight each other 3-4 times in their
What was
lifetime.
interesting about it is that initially Jade was losing all the takedown exchanges, but at the end she came back with a decisive counter throw. If they rematch, she's going to look for that earlier.
Fast and furious action here at Karate Combat, live from Miami. Thanks for joining us here this evening on Halloween night. Brilliant catchweight bout at 145 coming up for you next. Our former lightweight champ, Luis Rocha. As we just get set to continue the action here. We have 5 fights left on the card this evening, and they are all top tier.
Coming up next, 3 rounds at a catch weight of 145 pounds próximamente. 3 vueltas a un peso pactado de 145 libras. Fighting out of the blue corner, la esquina azul. From Uzbekistan, Chochlikova.
We welcome the Uzbek, Chochlikova, 1-1 here in Karate Combat. He does enter tonight, and this is a little bit wild, Robin. He enters the bout here tonight as a slight favorite over our former multiple-time Karate Combat champion, Luis Rocha.
Quite wild. He's been around. Professor John and I were nerding out over the fact that he had competed in Lethwei over in Myanmar, the traditional Burmese bare-knuckle fighting that allows headbutts.
He's competed in many different rule sets, including, as you said, Lethwei, one of the most extreme rule sets in all of combat sports. I think that experience across so many rule sets is going to help him in this in Karate Combat.
And he's, of course, making his full transition to mixed martial arts as well. Now training full-time out of Team Alpha Male as well. So expect him to really be rounding out that skill set. There was a little bit of disagreement at the weigh-ins. We'll touch on that in just a moment, but some slaps were exchanged, both at the weigh-ins and a couple of hours afterwards yesterday.
It'll be interesting to see if they play smart tactics or if they get emotional and go at each other like they did yesterday.
From Brazil, Luis Pitbull Rocha.
Well, Luis Rocha is the most prolific competitor on the Karate Combat roster currently. He's had 13 fights with the organization. He's won 10 of them, including, of course, our lightweight title. He's looking to bounce back from what was a disappointing performance for him in the unification bout against the interim lightweight champ, Shazeb Rind, in which, got to be honest, Robin, he didn't quite look as good as he had in the past.
No, he had a good few minutes at the beginning, but yeah, it's that point for him, right? 35, 36, right in that range where he now has to kind of make this turn, become maybe a slightly different fighter. John made a point about emotion. He fights emotionally often, and maybe trying to draw his opponent into that game was part of the exchange at the weigh-ins and the face-offs.
Expect some heavy power punches from Luis Rocha.
Looks good.
Forward pressure from Karadov. Well, strength isn't just physical, it's a mindset. The Air National Guard and Karate Combat share the same fighting spirit. Discipline, teamwork, and relentless drive. Forge your path and serve with strength. Thank you to the Air National Guard for their support.
I see Patricky Pitbull here with Rocha. He's been a long time training partner of the Pitbull brothers, a member of that gym.
Rocha with that Shotokan style, that kind of wide base, looking to blitz forward here. He does, of course, have the big wide clubbing hands as well.
A little tiny bit lighter on his feet than we often see.
Rocha's interesting because he fights out of a traditional karate stance, but his preferred punching style is actually looping punches left and right.
Yeah, instead of reverse punches and straight punches.
He's doing a great job controlling the center.
That's part of that Pitbull game, is just own the middle. Karadov is just sort of testing that.
Low kick from Rocha. Didn't set it up with the hands, though. Wow, that's one of those exchanges where you think if either of them land, could be lights out in an instant.
It's so far, Rocha is not so much initiating as he's waiting for the moment to exchange and believe that he won't get hit, and he will hit.
Well, hands low for Rocha.
Yes, yeah. Rocha just slid back, maintained that distance between them, and then threw punches.
I mean, there is something to be said, isn't there? When the punches come from those odd angles, slightly lower down, a little bit further on the outside, just that touch more unpredictable.
There's a game of being beneath the peripheral, too, where punches down the middle from a traditional boxing stance, you can see them more than when the hands are down. Sometimes they can come beneath on unseen angles. Strong rear kick.
Yeah, big kick up the open side. Switching stances now, and they're going to tie up for the first time in the clinch. Rocha trying to bully him backwards, and he does so well.
Ooh. He's in a good spot to throw punches here.
Well, Karadov looked to lock up that single leg X to try and slow the action down.
He did stick the calcaneus bone into the body there, the heel bone.
It just slowed off. It did make good contact, though.
Big power kicks to the calf from Rocha.
Rocha's game used to just burn hot, just red line for the whole fight. Now he's kind of sprint, recover, sprint, recover, sprint, recover.
Yeah, he certainly got better at his tactical management, and he capitalizes on the spinning back fist attempt. But both knees on the ground means that is an illegal striking position. And good show of sportsmanship between the two. Final 10 seconds here.
Good round for Rocha.
Yeah, certainly tactically he's taking his time, isn't he? Something we haven't seen
I was
too much
very
before.
impressed by Rocha's feet. His footwork is very, very good. He slides just out of range and he goes left and right. It's not just in and out, but left, right as well. It's very, very hard to lay a hand on.
That light bounce that he's using, all of him moves back and forth. It's not just a step or a pivot. His entire sort of...
that upright stance means the whole body moves.
Yes.
He's not swaying back, the whole body moves with the feet.
Well, they're rubbing down his body to keep the circulation going as he's breathing. Karadov looking very unbothered in his corner.
You might, you know, if Karadov did not win that round, and perhaps he did not, he learned. You know, he was able to gain a little bit of tactile knowledge, be able to read a little bit of the movement.
There's a lot of momentum on the line for both these guys. They're both coming off of losses in their previous outings, and you know, no combat sports athlete likes to drop two on the bounce.
That's old school Rocha. Just find the time to blitz in, this time to the body.
Karadov well on the outside with that attempt.
Rocha looks very good so far. Finesse, you know, timing, a bit arrhythmic where you can't quite crack the code of his rhythm.
I just feel like he's being a lot better with his energy reserves than he typically would be. It feels very composed, it feels very measured.
Seasoned.
And it seems like the energy is where it needs to be.
Mature and seasoned. He looks like a veteran. He looks like a established veteran who's got that fingertip knowledge of where you are and where he is. And he's offering his chin. His hands are down. He wants you to take that tantalizing invitation, and then he's going to stick you on the way in.
Let's see, southpaw stance for him here, going toe-to-toe.
They're both switching stance repeatedly.
Yeah, typically in this scenario, you see guys fight for the outside toe position, and a good takedown from Karadov. Turned the angle really nicely.
Whoa. That's the intercepting fist right there that he's looking for. Rocha also at different times has shown a little bit, because he moved from MMA to karate combat and kind of, quote, left it behind, he showed a little bit of seams in his game when it came to the grappling at different times over the last couple of years, Josh. But tonight, not so much.
Yeah, looking pretty bullish in the clinch, isn't he? Well, Kolmaradov measuring, but he's not. Oh, huge power kick to the calf, and that's the third or fourth one of the bout. Straight back to the well.
The game he's playing is one that says, come and get me, and I'll hit you. Oh, you won't come and get me? Then I'll kick your calf. And both choices are bad for you.
30 seconds left here, and see if Rocha goes down low again. Of course, lots of attempts at the leg is going to open up the shots up top as well.
Let's go, big shot. Oh, that was tight. Bullshit.
Punches now.
Bullshit.
Oof. Yeah, tried to turn that into a sweep. Gaming him there, you said, offering the chin. That was as blatant as it could be at the end of the round there.
You nailed it there, Robin, when you said he's playing a game between apparent passivity, where he'll just occasionally land a devastating leg kick, and then if the guy comes forward to avoid that, he's coming on to two very powerful swinging hands. It's a very, very good game plan.
And once it's established, it's hard to, because both choices are bad. You have to almost break up his game of those two choices and introduce something else to the stew.
And also, Rocha is not one of the parts of his game which is troublesome, is he doesn't exit off his striking. So he makes up for that by clinching and driving his opponent to the incline, and from there he gets more domination.
Well, that
this
was
is a very smart game plan on his part.
That was a quick rest period as they call seconds out here.
We were talking about it right before, when you get into your mid-30s and you've been a champion and you're coming off a loss, can you reinvent yourself? And so far the reinvention is, I still hit hard, I'm still a badass, but I'm going to fight smart too.
Well, this is where
that was a beautiful exit there.
This is where it gets anxious for Kolmaradov, right? He's arguably a couple of rounds down. He's eating a lot of lead leg damage here. He's got to do something to really turn the tide.
It's also a game of just, weapons and targets. My targets are not where your weapons can hit it, and your targets are where mine can. And that control game that Luis is playing, of putting himself in a place where he can hit and not get hit. It's a simple theory. It's just hard to execute, but he's executing it beautifully.
Rocha again strong in the clinch there, earning that top position on the ground, but he hasn't been able to capitalize on any ground and pound yet.
His own evolution tonight actually mirrors the Pitbull brothers. They started off as sluggers and became very, very intelligent tacticians.
It's interesting, right? Because it's tactical, but he's absolutely slugging with that left hand, as you see in the last few shots there.
He's a tactical slugger now tonight.
Oh, mixing it up, going through the kick up the open side. Done a great job keeping Kolmaradov guessing.
Kolmaradov has 1 minute and 15 seconds. When he throws that kick, Luis lands the right hand every time.
It's great to see someone switching stance with purpose. He's not switching randomly, he's switching so he can set up that body kick. It's absolutely devastating.
Oh, look at the timing.
It was just a tuck and fire, absorb and fire.
What a performance from Luis Rocha. There's a minute left in this one. He's going to go to the clinch again. It's a nice Uchimata from Kolmaradov. Oh, and he didn't get a chance to use the ground and pound, though. I think that was a little bit of a quick stand up.
The ref might have more experience with the pure striking arts than he does with a mixed game like this. Kolmaradov is not just surrendering, but he's going to be in heat here, too, as he pushes forward into...
Well, I mean, 20 seconds left, Robin. I think we're looking at the point where Kolmaradov has no choice but to bite down on his gum shield and just try and land something.
To his credit, he's doing just that.
Rolling Thunder says so, yeah.
Oh.
Good posture for the ground and pound at the end from Rocha. Hadn't seen it thus far, but that's a good, strong way for the Brazilian to finish this one.
That was a beautifully fantastic, just elegant performance by Rocha.
There was some artistry in that performance. Very, very impressive.
I'm wondering here if they're talking. Okay, so that was a reference to the weigh-ins. Rocha slapped Kolmaradov at the weigh-ins. Kolmaradov found him later and slapped him again
to which
in
he
the
said,
hotel.
That doesn't feel good, does it?
No.
You know, and fair enough. Right?
Well, we got some push-ups and some backflips, but
well, when you fought your heart out, and he did. He really did, right down to the end. He was looking, he was trying to find the targets, he was trying to fight his way through, and you can play at the end. You're in the right.
what a great performance from Luis Rocha. We were expecting him to get his hand raised after the judge's decision.
Definitely, I mean, exciting and smart and high impact, but also the most mature.
After 3 rounds of action, this is the final decision. And your winner, by way of unanimous decision, from Brazil, Rocha!
Well, as expected, Luis Rocha getting the job done there with a very tactical and composed performance. And you know, after his last outing in that failed title unification bout, that is such a fantastic way for him to bounce back here.
I mean, what are you going to do, right? You have to start climbing the mountain again, and do you want to bring the same gear as you brought last time, or do you want to change something up? And he made a few changes, mature changes. I know, John, you enjoyed that one.
That was a tremendous match. So many of the matches we've seen tonight have been like heart and soul matches, where it was like an emotional thing to watch. That was a technical domination. It began with footwork. Early on, he just let his opponent come at it, and the feet just started moving. He couldn't get hit. And then, as you pointed out, Robin, he just started attacking his opponent's legs. And it created a situation where his opponent had to come forward, but every time he came forward, he came into punches. When he came forward with, when Luis came forward with his own punches, he finished with clinches, drove his opponent to the incline, and pinned him on the side of the pit wall. And it just racked up points so convincingly.
Yeah.
Just a really sound technical performance from start to finish.
Yeah, you've got to say very little damage taken from Luis Rocha as well. Kolmaradov forced to go back to the drawing board. He's now dropped 2 in a row. And that's a tough start to him for his karate combat career, going 1-2.
And Kolmaradov is fun to watch in sort of his irregularity, and that can be a really powerful thing. But against a guy tonight who was that mature and that surgical with his approach.
Well, guys, it is time for one of the fights we're all excited about. Let's go ahead and walk our next 2 competitors.
Introducing the blue corner from USA, Andre, the People's Champ.
The People's Champ, Andre Ewell, catchweight at 148 for this one. Making his way here from Moreno Valley, California. The team at Icon MMA, very experienced pro record, 28 fights in total.